Deontay Wilder wins the arbitration, gets the fight. Yeah. I'm not gonna lie to you. First off, let me say this: I'm very happy for Deontay Wilder that he's getting the fight.
Did you know he was in arbitration for this fight?
Yes.
Okay, because I know a lot of boxing people were just so sold on Joshua and
pat myself on the back when we talked about that last week, and I said I won't believe that fight's happening until they're in the ring. It ain't happening. So holla at your boy. But with the, I'm happy Deontay got the fight. If you win an arbitration based on that, you were justified in getting the fight. So I'm happy on that behalf, and I would like to see Deontay win. I think I would love to see it.
You would stay all the way, Carson?
No, not even that. I just think I've been critical of Deontay just not evolving as much as a fighter as I would like to see. But just as a guy, I think the narrative has gotten too silly. It's been like Tyson Fury kills him. He's destroyed him that fight. Like, did he win most of the rounds the first fight? Absolutely. But he also, if he gets up a second later, he gets knocked out. So it's like, he could have got knocked out that fight. Wins the second fight decisively. Great fight by Tyson Fury. Congratulations. But for people now to be like, I don't even care to see this again. Who cares? Like, Deontay Wilder I said it before, he's got the Thanos snap. He hits you with the right hand, it can be all bad. Murder, she wrote. So I don't know. I think people got too down on Deontay after that loss. Mm-hmm. And so now for him, know he's a great guy. Do I believe a lot of the conspiracies? Is what it is. But as a guy, I would like to see him come back and win and then be like, hey, you guys wrote me off a little too soon.
I love the Thanos snap analogy because that's exactly what it is. I'm looking forward to that fight.
Love it.
I love that fight. I love the trilogy because there's just so many storylines. Yes. And that ain't even talking about the conspiracy stuff. I'm talking about just getting in the ring. Both of these dudes, who does what and what happens. How do we have two fights happen and we still don't know what's going to happen in the third fight? That's kind of unheard of. Normally, you know exactly what's going to happen. That happens in every sport. At every sport, once you play a team once or twice, you got a really good understanding of what's going to happen in that third one. And right here, I really don't know what's going to happen. And I love that.
Well, I was just happy that what I was happiest about was the quick turnaround. Usually in boxing, there's this long, drawn-out process to make a big fight. And it was like, actually, fights on July 24th. Yeah, that's what I was most happy about.
You mean after the court stuff?
He won the arbitration on what, Monday? Wins the arbitration Monday, and then by Saturday night, Tyson Fury signed and Deontay signed.
Yeah. Right. Like, okay, well, let's get to it then.
Yeah.
And as it pertains to the conspiracy stuff, I'm usually a conspiracy theorist, so I will not shame conspiracy theories.
Yeah.
But
maybe we'll do an episode committed to the conspiracies of Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury.
And go ahead, Zaitel, because I was going to say, and this also gives Deontay a chance to have everything you mentioned it, Shawn, in a couple interviews. SP, you mentioned make sure to have your guy look into this, have your people these are the claims you have, give us some proof. Now you have a third fight where you can say, watch what he puts, if he puts anything in his gloves. Watch my water, put it in one of the damn vaults like Ocean's 11, but probably a more secure one because how that movie went. But now you have a chance to, if there was any funny business, I'm not saying if there wasn't. Now you have a chance to none.
My thing with that though, and I hope this gets to Deontay, be careful. And what I mean when I say be careful is, we know that you're going to talk about everything that has happened. Now you got the platform and you got the moment to do it. And not only that, everybody's going to want to expose that and talk all about it. But you got to be careful because Tyson Fury is going to come back at you. He's going to throw a lot of snowballs, and then he's going to sit there underneath that mound and just let you start throwing back. And he's going to sit there. He's going to eat a sandwich, and he's going to enjoy you missing all of those darts trying to hit him, all of those snowballs trying to hit him, because it doesn't matter. At the end of the day, you got to get back in the ring and you got to do what everybody in America wants you to do, and that's become a heavyweight champion again. So I get it. It's going to happen. I love to hear it. I love to see more in-depth detail, and I love to see, you know, where the evidence is, so on and so forth. But be careful. Don't put too much energy into that because you still got to fight on fight night.
Look forward. Don't look back.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And
I'd rather him even have the this is what it is, boom,
and be done with it.
And be done with it. Yep.
Right.
Yeah, I would agree. I think that probably would be the best strategy. Have maybe if it's at a press conference or anything, say, hey, this is what I think happened, this, and this, and just be done. Say, I'm not talking about it anymore. Yeah. I'm gonna fight him July 24th. That's it.
D is a man of words, and he's a very prideful man. And so I know that he's gonna do a little bit more than what we're saying right now. I think what we're saying really does make sense, but also it makes sense for him to do it the way that he's gonna do it, because that sells the fight.
And it makes sense for him.
It makes sense for him.
Yeah, he's like you said, he likes to talk. I love that about him. But
off and on switch.
Yeah. So it's gonna be fun though. So
I love this week, by the way. This was like a cool week of boxing for me, from like the perspective of knowing what's coming, TV wise and fight wise. And then I think I was able to kind of get some things started for myself. So I'm in Florida training now. So
pulling up on Keith Thurman tomorrow.
I thought about it. I did think about it.
Shawn Porter pulls up on Keith Thurman.
Allegedly.
We shall see.
Fight of the year rematch.
We shall see. Yeah.
But what I was saying as it pertained to that conspiracy stuff was, you know, what and I don't know if this is fair or not, but what will be interesting afterwards is if Wilder were to turn the tables, even if it were true or not, it would validate a lot of those theories, and it would, for a lot of people, all of a sudden taint Fury's second win.
Very true.
Vice versa, if Tyson can just do to him what he did in the second fight, then it'll have really made his point that not only did I beat you, but I put up with all that bullshit, and then I want, you know, and I proved my point once again, kind of like Arguello and Pryor. You know, when he beat him down 4 or 5 rounds earlier than he did the first fight, and he was like, no bottle, no mix this time. And just like, I think I said this when we talked about the fight last year in one of the first shows you guys did. And that was, you know, Wilder Fury 3, just right away, one fight that comes to mind is Jermaine Taylor's rematch with Kelly Pavlik, where Jermaine Taylor went back to the drawing board and he improved. And he improved enough to make the second fight competitive, but he's still not enough to win the fight. And I wonder if that's what we'll get with Wilder and Fury now. You know, if Wilder goes back with Malik Scott and he works on everything, and if he can't win the third fight, he makes it more competitive. We'll see. You know, I know Ben Davison, Leonard Ellerby. I talked to a few people once the fight was made, and Ben Davison, who trained trained Fury for the first Wilder fight, he said he's got to come out for 3 or 4 rounds and just make it me or you. You know, don't go for the. You got to go out, fight on the front foot, and go for the knockout. And if he does that, then goddamn, we're gonna have our best fight of the 3.
Saying Deontay Wilder's got to come out and yeah. And, oh man,
it's gonna be fun, man.
I can't wait. Don't tell me you didn't enjoy what you saw, because I know you did. What you need to do now: hit that subscribe button, hit the like, hit that notification button. Check us out every week, every Tuesday. Something new for you right here on the Porter Way Podcast.